The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Going to become a time where you might call him, President Xi, old friend to old friend, and ask him to open up China to the World Health Organization investigators who are trying to get to the bottom of COVID-19.
Let's get something straight. We know each other well. We're not old friends. It's just pure business.
Good to see you, Mr. President, and your colleagues. I'm very happy to see my old friend.
Of course he's his old friend. Are you kidding me? The money the Biden family's making off of China?
Joe Biden, while he was vice president, took billions of dollars in bribes from the Chinese government in the form of payments to his son Hunter's businesses. In exchange, Biden was soft on Chinese military and economic aggression.
And he still is. And that's going to hurt us economically. Now, yesterday, Biden signed the infrastructure bill, and that's the $1.2 trillion. So that bill is just plain nuts. The money we're spending, and we're getting very little out of it. And most people don't realize that money is never going to leave Washington. They're setting up the money, the dispersal, as if, well, like they do in communist Russia, through a committee, central committee. And you won't believe what that money has to go through to do a project. It's crazy. It's just crazy. So let's just talk about the infrastructure programs themselves. It's nuts, the money. $110 billion in new spending for road and bridges. That's it. That's it. Everything else goes to the power grids upgrades and Amtrak. And Amtrak's a big loser, always been. Broadband expansion, clean water, transit, $7.5 billion to build a nationwide network for charging stations for electric vehicles in the future, because only 2% of the cars in the nation are now electric. But we're going to spend $7.5 billion. Why don't we send that $7.5 billion to the kids for cancer? How's that? Then they've got this climate change, which includes $50 billion to help communities mitigate climate change and ward off cyber attacks. This is crazy. $550 billion for climate. Now, that all sounds great. You can say, Phil, that sounds great. I ride the train. I think expanding the broadband is great. Clean water is great. Get rid of those rusty pipes. I agree with you. I'm on your side. But when you can't go to bed at night, think about it this way. You go to bed at night, you wake up in the morning, and before your feet hit the floor, this country is $1.5 trillion back in debt. Overnight. We're broke. Sure, there's a lot of things families like to do, but you can't afford to do them. Every family would like to go to Hawaii, but you can't do it. Is it bad? No. The idea of going to Hawaii, is that bad? No. But you can't afford to do it. This is crazy. We're broke. But in the meantime, what do they have to do to pay for this? They have to increase the money supply again. That's where the inflation comes from. In the last 18 months, they've increased the money supply by 336%. That's why you're paying so much for gasoline. That's why you're paying so much for beef. That's why you're paying so much for a new car. What? New cars now about 30%, beef 38, 40%, gasoline up 40%. It's not because of the pandemic. They're lying to you. That's a bold-faced lie. It's not the pandemic. That's not what's going on here. It's when you print the money, when you increase the money supply, and think of putting it in a bucket. And then they take the money out to spend it. Well, the money that's left in the bucket, that's inflation. You had to print it. But here's the real problem. If you remember back in 2009, Obama and Biden, the administration both called they said the same thing. We got all these shovel-ready jobs. Well, it never happened because the permits take so long. To paint a bridge can take 6 years just to get a permit through the environmentalists. If you drop a little bit of paint in the water, it's going to kill some special fish. They've gone nuts. So instead of calling them shovel-ready jobs, you know what they call them now? Worthy ready. Do you believe this? This guy, Budapest, what a speaker. Boy, this guy is slick. He is smooth. He can speak. Budapest. Go ahead.
Unemployment was the biggest concern by far, and there was all that talk about shovel-ready projects. We're really interested now in shovel-worthy projects.
This guy, he can sell, snow to a refrigerator. I mean, this guy's unbelievable. He's so full of crap. They're dressing this thing up like it's going to be wonderful. It's going to change our lives immediately. No, it's not. It's going to make our lives worse because we've got to keep printing money. Shovel ready. Worthy ready. So how's it going to get done? How are they going to execute that? Do you think we have a president that's excellent at execution? The voters didn't want a president who had experience, who was in the business of getting things done, who built bridges and buildings and cities and towers the voters didn't want him because he tweets. They didn't like his tweets. So they get this idiot who's never he never created a job to begin with. Never mind being in business. He knows nothing. So here's what they're going to do. It's going to be like the communist country of Cuba. It's all central planning. Or Russia. It's all central planning. They're setting up a central planning, which is called a panel, to oversee, now get this, to oversee the disbursement of this money. Just like they do food stamps. And the corruption's going to be incredible. This money is never going to get out of Washington. You wait. Most of it's going to get stolen right there. Now, the first law that they're going to oversee is that any materials, if you get the job, first of all, to get a job, if you're going to be a painter on the bridge, you got to join a union. Only union workers get a job. All this construction they're talking about, you got to be a union worker. And under the central planners, they insist the job is done by union workers. Can you believe this? So, when they do the construction of the electric car stations across this country, spending $7.5 billion to build this nationwide network of charging stations, electric vehicles, do you know what they're going to have to go through to have a union put each one of these things in? More when I get back. The Justice 40 initiative is next.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And if you're a Phil's Gang member, you would have been doing very nicely today with our Home Depot, Nike, even the builders, XHB, the ETF, because again, it's the consumer discretionary sector does well when they keep on pushing yields higher. We're at above now, our yields or interest is now for 10-year treasuries above what? 163 basis points. It wasn't 2 weeks ago, we were around 142 basis points. Now what's that mean? It means once you get above 160, that means that means that your yields or interest is going higher. That means you got to make sure you're in those kind of stocks, okay, that like high yields, like your banks, your energy, your discretionary. Did anybody call you in the last week, tell you which stocks to be in? Did they link you to the yield so you know you'd sell some of these stocks and then switch over and get into some of these stocks here because the yields are down on these, the yields are up? Does anybody do that with you? Does anybody at 2 o'clock every day go over your stocks with you, your portfolio with you? We do that every day at 2 o'clock. We post it. If you're working, then you come home from work, have supper. If you're at Home Depot or whatever, you know exactly what to do. You're never alone. You're never alone. Just like like Lowe's.
Lowe's. Now, Lowe's gapped up today. It's supposed to be reporting later on tomorrow. Okay, what you have to be careful here is that you hang on to it and then it gets cream, right? So make sure you're reducing or taking your profits now on it if you haven't already did that.
Now, did your broker call you and tell you to do that? Did you get something through the email or text or anything? No, of course not. They don't care about you. Unless you've got $2 million with a firm, you get nothing. You're generic. You're generic. And things are going to even get worse because we're going to have this volatility between growth stocks and value stocks because they're going to be manipulating the yields. Because remember, the inflation that's going to be going up is going to be getting worse and worse and worse because they are not going to taper. Just 2 times. That's it. They won't taper. They can't taper. It's impossible for them to taper. That was a big bold-faced lie when they said, well, we'll try for 2 months. They're going to shut that down so quick, and they're going to keep interest rates going up. And then with all these social programs, they're going to try like hell to make sure that people don't have to make a choice between, as gasoline prices go higher and higher and higher and food prices, they're going to supplement you. They're now talking about a nationwide basic pay. That's what they're doing in Chicago and in California. You don't have to work anymore. If you're in California, and if you're making $35,000, $40,000 a year, they'll send you a check for $1,000 a month. If you're in Chicago, you get a check for $500 a month. Yeah, this is one of the programs. So they're trying to do everything they can so you don't have to make a decision on, do I pay my mortgage or do I pay my credit card? That's what took the market down, remember? The housing market in 2008. But all they're doing is postponing a pain. So in the meantime, you just got to be in the right stocks with this momentum to keep making money. But the key is 80% of you are going to lose money because you don't know when to get out. That's the big thing. When do you get out of these stocks? As that inflation keeps pushing your stock up, remember, stocks aren't going up based on earnings. They're going up based on inflation. So check it out. Why don't you try it? For 10 days, it's free. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG where you get total guidance. You're not alone. And especially for people who say, you know what, I don't want to learn. I just don't want to go and learn anymore. I just don't want to go through that. Can't you just give me a good stock and tell me when to get in and when to add and when to get out? Oh, we do better than that. Not only when we tell you to get out, we're going to have you reverse your positions so you're making money on the way down. Okay, going back to what's going on with his BS plan, and I got to tell you, this guy, Peter Buttigieg, boy, is he a salesman. Listen to this garbage. What a salesman he is.
How quickly does this money go out, and where does it go?
We're going to have to set up whole new programs.
The government's going to set up central planning. Let's set up whole new programs. That'll work. Whole new programs. Let's get a whole big bunch of new programs. We love government programs. They work, don't they? What an idiot.
How quickly does this money go out, and where does it go?
We're going to have to set up whole new programs.
whole new
when you
ones.
talk about how we're going to get those EV chargers out there, for example, or the program to reconnect some of the communities that were divided by transportation choices in the past.
A committee to figure out how to reconnect communities, because reconnect communities in the past, they were divided somehow because the road was going right instead of left. Do you believe this crap? This is unbelievable. Oh, but they didn't want Trump. No. Trump, they didn't like his attitude. He would get things done. See, they didn't like Trump because for 50 years, 7 presidents promised to make us independent. Oil independent, energy independent for 50 years. Because you remember, 50 years ago, we got screwed by Saudi Arabia. So they promised. But every one of the 7 presidents couldn't carry it through. They didn't know how to do it. Trump got it done. They got it done. But the voters didn't want him because they didn't like the way he tweeted. You don't like his tweets. You don't like his attitude of getting things done. Look what you got now. So now, you're paying so much, you're going to pay a lot more for gasoline, a lot more for meat, a lot more for cars, because this money is never going to leave Washington. Here's why. You heard what he said. Listen to what he said.
How quickly does this money go out, and where does it go?
We're going to have to set up whole new programs.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be good. Whole new programs. Are you kidding me? That's central planning he's talking about. And they're insisting that the unions have to be involved with every job. Can you imagine putting these electric car stations across the country? You got to get a union worker.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1%? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days. If you decide after 10 days to continue, it's only $39.95 a month. And also remember, you get my color-coded chart free for 10 days. And during that 10 days, you're going to have fun because you're going to understand better. You're going to learn, I should say, why my members, 20% make money all the time. They're not in the 80% who lose money. Look it up. It's the truth. 80% of people in the stock market lose money because they don't know when to execute. They don't know when to exit. They don't have an exit plan. But they also don't have my technology, which is patent, which is a color-coded technology that tells you and warns you, call to action as their big institutions, whether it's the banks or insurance companies or hotels, they're starting to pull their money out. You get a call to action, so you start pulling your money out. And then you get a call to action when it's going to drop, which means you turn around, switch your position, and you're going to make money on the way down. So check it out, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. Or you can call now and talk to a human being at 877-600-4264. And please don't forget to listen to my radio show on my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's get back to what's going on. You're going to pay more and more interest, and this is going to be great for the stock market because until Powell pulls the plug, He's the one that's going to create, or he's the one that's going to decide when the market's going to crash. It's already crashed. It's crashed. The shovel-ready jobs, it did it. I'm sorry, shovel-worthy ready jobs. Boy, this guy's a salesman. Unbelievable, isn't he? So listen to this. What you got to go through. First of all, you got to belong to a union if you're going to get a job. And if you're going to get in one of these jobs, one of these programs, let's say you're going to put in a bid to get part of the $7.5 billion to build these little charging stations across the country. Imagine we're paying $7.5 billion to build these little charging stations across the country. Only 2% of the people in the United States have an electric car. You talk about waste of money. This is all political. That's why this money is never going to leave Washington. Because what they say in their bill is that the money will be an alignment with administration priorities. That means projects at the front of the line will be purchased. The materials will be purchased. So if you go and you bid on the electric car revivers, or whatever you want to call them, going across the country, you want part of that program, you got to prove that the materials are all from the USA. And anybody that works for you, he's got to be a union guy. Can you imagine you're out in the middle of South Dakota and you've got to find a union guy? This is unbelievable. And the party, the central planners, are insisting, again, not only the union workers, okay, but they also are insisting that you go under what they call Justice 40 Initiative. Can you imagine? This is government. This is typical government. They don't know how to do anything right. They do nothing well. They're lazy. They're thieves. And you think that, I mean, government doesn't build anything. Government's got to stand out of the way. Government destroys everything. They're not builders of anything. They don't know how to build anything. You think they're going to take these projects and build them? So here we are. So now what they are saying is that any one of these projects that you bid on, it must be designed to withstand the impact of climate change. And so if you're going to pick up part of the $7.5 billion bill to put these electric chargers in around the country, you got to get your material all approved, and then you got to bring it to the central planner, and then you got to make sure that you got to prove that when you build one of these little stations, it's a little nothing station. You have to make sure, you got to prove that that it can withstand the impact of climate change. Can you imagine this? And you're going to have to submit all this paperwork to these bureaucrats? Now, that's not it. That's just the beginning. Now they have what they call the Justice 40 Initiative. The central planners are charged with making sure the projects comply with administration's new Justice 40 Initiative, which calls for at least 40% of the federal investment to flow to disadvantaged communities. Disadvantaged communities. So if you're in South Dakota and you're in the prairie out there and you want that work, you don't get it. You're discriminated against. It's called reverse discrimination. It's reverse discrimination. You don't get it. The work has got to go to 40% of these jobs have to go to disadvantaged communities, do the work of these communities. And the central planners, under Justice 40 Initiative, they have to coordinate not only with the disadvantaged community, but the central planners have to also coordinate with state, local, and tribal governments to avoid waste. You got to prove that when you throw this stuff away, not only is it not going to hurt the environment, that you're avoiding waste. Can you imagine this? So they're going to do roads and bridges of $110 billion, and you're going to have this Justice 40 Initiative you got to deal with. And then you got to deal with all these other priorities the central planners want for these worthy, ready jobs. And then we got the public transit. That's $39 billion. Electric buses, $5 billion. And all this comes under this crap. They'll never get it done. This is a joke. They don't want to get it done. The broadband internet. Nobody's going to do the broadband internet. Nobody's going to get this done. Government can't get this done. They're not capable of getting it done. What are you, nuts? And this money is going to be sloshing around in Washington, and it's going to be put in somebody's general budget. Oh, you wait and see. This is such a scam. And that's why inflation is going to go higher and higher, because they got to keep increasing. They got to keep printing more and more money. They got to keep increasing the money supply to keep this thing going, this Ponzi scheme going. This has nothing to do with the next bill. Yeah, they got another one coming, remember? They got the next bill coming. The reconciliation bill, $600 billion for child care, $200 billion expanded child care credit, $150 billion to pay for homes and rent. Yeah, so if you can't pay your home payment, they'll pay it for you. Can't pay your rent, they'll pay it for you. Are you kidding? And then if you need aid at home, they'll send you a care worker to give you aid at home, and they'll cook your meals for you. If you can't cook, they'll cook for you. This is crazy what's going on. So here's the deal for the stock market. The market is so important right now. Before you buy a stock, you better know what the yields are doing and what the yields mean to your stock. So if the yields start going up, which they will, they're going to push these yields up to 200 basis points because they're not going to taper. They said they'd do 2 tapers and think about it. They're a bunch of liars. They're going to be 2 and done. It's over. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? So the way to make money is you got to just simply sit back and make sure that you're in a group of stocks that either we have yields going up, and if you see yields going up, then you want to be in banks. You want to be in healthcare stocks. You want to be in energy stocks. You got to know what you're doing. But not only can you make a lot of money with this momentum, when this market crashes, you're going to make more money selling it short. Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days and get my free color-coded chart, 877-600-GANG, or just go to my website, philsgang.com, and click on Working Investor Group. And it's fun. And I promise you, in those 10 days, you'll finally be part of the 20% group who doesn't care if the market's going up, market going down. We could care less about the economy. I'm talking about from an investment point of view, because we'll always be on the right side to trade. And I'm not going to convince you that in 10 days. You're going to convince yourself that in 10 days. I want to play for you, okay, this is Joe Kennedy.
They have engineered not only the destruction of our democracy and our civil rights, but they have engineered the biggest shift of wealth in human history. $3.8 trillion from working people to these handful of billionaires, many of them from Silicon Valley.
And it's correct. See, that's what I'm saying to you. This money is not going to get to those projects. Like all the money they print, you know where it ends up? At the banks. The Federal Reserve, when they print all this money, where do you think it goes? It gets to the banks and then it's redistributed to our owners. They control all this. They control this money. They control this scam. This isn't about creating jobs. They could care less about creating. That's the last thing they want to create is jobs. Progressives don't want to create jobs. They want to create expand, I should say.
You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear.
And that's right. And the point is, these programs, that money's not going to get to the people. It's not going to help the people. We're not going to grow the economy from these kind of programs. It's a joke. They're going to expand their welfare. This is just a way to spend their welfare program. Just like Obama, when he became president, first thing he did, he expanded the welfare program. When progressives go for print and spend, the economy doesn't grow. Your savings doesn't grow. Your jobs don't grow. And when jobs don't grow, the tax revenue doesn't grow. So what does the government do? They take more from you. They take it from your pocket through inflation. The more they inflate, they love inflation. They want inflation. Because every time if they push inflation up 2%, they're stealing from your college education account for your son 2%. If they push up inflation to 5%, they're stealing from you, from your retirement account, 5%. See, people don't understand what inflation is. Inflation, they steal from you. And when they devaluate the dollar, they push down the debt. You heard about the debt ceiling. All they want to do is keep pushing the debt down, and they don't do it by paying it off. They do it by devaluating the dollar. So if the debt ceiling's $10 million and they get it down to $5 million, that means they can expand the welfare state by another $5 million. This is bull. This is inflation. Inflation's a horrible thing. It's a hidden tax. So what we do here every day at Phil's Gang, we make sure we know which stocks, which group. There's 11 sectors. There's always one sector or two sectors that are benefiting. And we make sure our members are in that group. The stock market, remember, is always linked now to financial engineering. It has nothing to do with margins and top-line sales and good management. That's all a bunch of crap. Here's what it's linked to. People like Maxine Waters, a crook. She's on our Senate Banking Committee. Yeah, her.
The former president is the worst threat to our democracy that I have ever known, and perhaps anyone has ever known.
This liberal will be all about socializing, would be about basically taking over and the government running all of your companies.
Yeah, so people went along with her and voted for Biden and got rid of Trump because they didn't like the way he tweeted. Can you imagine this? And now they're paying up the yin-yang for gasoline and food. But they didn't like the way. I don't like the way he tweets. He's not a nice man. Unbelievable. When you look at a vote, when you get to vote for a president, that's a privilege. That's a privilege. Do you know how many? I mean, it's awesome. You can vote for your president. You got to take it seriously. You can't do a vote based on emotion. We got that privilege from people who are willing to give their lives. Got us that privilege to vote for the president. You can take it. You can't just say, "I don't want to vote for this guy. I don't like his tweeting." I mean, you have to see. We've got the worst we got the biggest company in the world, and we got the worst CEO ever because you didn't like the tweeting. The people who died on the beaches of Normandy, and the people who died for us so we could vote, so we could be free. You got to start taking your vote serious. You can't sit there and say, "Well, I just don't like the guy because the way his attitude." When you pick a CEO for the country, it's like picking a CEO for a company. You got to be serious about it. You got to put the emotion aside. You can say, "Well, who is best qualified? Who's the best to get people motivated to run budgets?" You had a businessman. Whether you hate him or not, he was a businessman. He knows how to get things done, and he kept every promise. 50 years we were lied to by 7 presidents that we were going to be oil independent. And as soon as Biden gets in, we're oil independent, and he turns around because the voters don't want to be oil independent. They said, no, we don't want to be oil independent because we don't like the way Trump, we're with you, Joe. We don't like the way Trump treated people. We don't like the way he treated people in Saudi Arabia. This is crazy what's going on. So look, one thing that we know, this is a great country. And one thing that I know, there's no better place to make money in a stock market. Because see, when the market goes down, we can make money. But when this housing market crashes, how do you make money? If your house is going down, and these houses are so overpriced. I told you the other day, I drove by this condominium. Brand new, big sign. I thought it was going to say starting from $185,000, $200,000 at most. Starting from $500,000? Are you kidding me? 5 years ago, it would have been starting from $125,000. But you know why it's up? It's not worth $500,000. It's called inflation. It's because the progressives, they're printing all this money, and their monetary policy is one of, let's just print it and spend it and do more social programs. Because we've been put on this earth to make sure there's no more inequality. We're here to take care of the poor and the middle class. Now, one hell of a job you've done. So you can have fun with this. But we got to get you out of that 80% who lose money in the market, especially you poor people in 401ks. You're going to get slaughtered again. Because when this market goes down, there's no stopping it. At least the dot-com crash and all the other crashes, we had enough ammo to slow it down. We could cut rates. There's no way to cut rates because rates are at zero. So you got to be on the side of the market when this market crashes. When he decides to crash this market, and he will, you want to be in a position when this thing goes straight down like a jet, you're on it, and you're making money all the way down. So just, everything in life is about anticipating. Please anticipate a coming crash, whether it's tomorrow or it's 6 months from now. It's going to happen. Join my gang free for 10 days. And please, once you start doing well, please remember St. Jude, okay? Send money to St. Jude and send it directly to them. Don't send it to us. I'll see you on the chart. Join my gang free for 10 days and get the color-coded chart free.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.